Good morning, everybody. I'm Dr. M S Rao from Andhra University, Visakhapatnam. The topic of my presentation was the benthic fish dynamics of Nizamapatnam Bay, India. What is benthic fish? The fish that live on or near the bottom of the sea or the lakes are known as the benthic fishes. They play a very important role in the nutrient cycling because most of the fishes are detritus feeders. And another important thing is that most of these benthic fishes are a very good source of food for the larger fishes that live in the columnar layers of the oceans. Hence, it is very important to know a better understanding of the status of these benthic fishes in an ecosystem to get a better fisheries management of that ecosystem. And the need for this study was the Ministry of Shipping was trying to construct a new port in the Nizamapatnam Bay. For that, they approached Andhra University to give the assessment of the macrobenthic and mesobenthic diversity of this area. The objectives of this study are to give a detailed checklist of the benthic fishes that exist in the ecosystem, the bay, and give the seasonal comparison of the community structure of these benthic fishes and how the abiotic factors are influencing the benthic fauna. This is the Nizamapatnam Bay that was located in the southern province of Andhra Pradesh. This has a coastline of 122 kilometers and an area of 1825 square kilometers. And another important feature is along the coastline, some different kinds of sources are there, like salt pans, some from the area, estuaries, and aquaculture ponds. All these different kinds of sources are being emptying into the bay. Hence, it is very interesting to know what are the different environmental parameters that are influencing the community structure of this bay. The material methods, the study was conducted during 2006 to 8 during 2 post-monsoons and 2 pre-monsoons. This is the sampling shrimp trawler with which we have collected the biological, hydrographical and sediment parameters. This is the naturalist test with which we collected the epifaunal samples. And then from the epifaunal samples, we had, these are the unsorted dredge samples, and from that epifaunal sample, we had sorted out the benthic fishes, and they were preserved in the formalin and alcohol. This shows the distribution of the temperature, salinity, dissolved oxygen in the bay, and the thing is like there is no standard gradient you can see in the distribution. Some kind of random mixing is there. There is no standard gradient was observed in this distribution. This shows the distribution of the sediment texture during all the seasons. The most of the cases you see that was dominated by the clay silt texture and then followed by the sandy sediment. This shows the distribution of organic matter and mean particle by diameter in the bay. Here, when coming to the organic matter, when you move away from the shore into the deeper waters, the organic matter was depleting. And the reverse situation, you can see the mean particle diameter is in reciprocation with the organic matter when it is increasing. The organic matter is decreasing from the shore to the deeper layers, whereas the mean particle diameter it is increasing. And coming to the benthic fishes, the overall 30 species belonging to 21 genera, 12 families, 6 orders and 1 class were encountered during the study, and they are dominated by the Coicilla crocodilis and the Piscinodontis boro. This is the dendrogram clustering, which shows all the 64 stations that were sampled during the study, discriminating into 2 distinct groups. The first group comprising the stations that were collected during the post-monsoon, and then the second group, those monitored during the pre-monsoon. And hence we had conducted, we done the discriminating analysis that how much dissimilarity, percentage of dissimilarity is there in the community structure. Interesting results are like, these are the 4 species which were characterizing the post-monsoon period, whereas these 4 species are characterizing the pre-monsoon period. The average dissimilarity between these in abundance of these fishes is 89.26. And hence we wanted to know which factors are influencing the distribution of these fishes. Hence the canonical correspondence analysis was done, which was telling that This is the group that was Fukushima that collected during the dominated the post-monsoon was influenced by the dissolved oxygen and temperature, whereas those fishes, the community structure of the fishes during the pre-monsoon was influenced by the depth. And the overall conclusions are like I had said that there are no standard gradient was observed in the distribution of the hydrographical parameters. This may be due to the irregular mixing of different kind of sources from the terrestrial ecosystem. And the post-monsoon period, it has facilitated the survival of predatory fishes like the Cochila crocodilis, whereas the pre-monsoon period, it facilitated the survival of detritus feeding Pisidonophis boro. And based on the value of H dash, it can be concluded that the benthic fish diversity of this area is somewhat poor, because the maximum H dash value recorded was 2.2. Thank you very much for your kind attention.